Welcome back to Couple Goals. We're up to episode 34 and we're super excited today because we have our first guest in a long time.
A very, very long time, which is fucking exciting because I'm getting sick of bantering with you. No,
we're starting to bicker a little bit too much, and we don't have to share our couple of our pet peeves this week. It's on to our next guests, which are Melanie Dyer and Jackson James. Welcome to the Couple Goals podcast.
Hello.
How you going?
We're good.
Absolutely. As we were just saying to you guys a moment ago, we're sitting on like a pile of leads, and I think you guys are doing the same.
Oh, yeah, just a pile of everything, really.
I've got leads, lighting, cameras, lenses, amplifiers.
Luggage.
Luggage.
Laundry.
Yeah, it sounds like, very much what's going on here.
Yeah.
And obviously that means that you guys are musicians, of course. And
Jacko, you do photography and videography and everything. It was interesting reading through your sheet, like the roles that you guys play in the relationship and obviously working together as well. It was quite exciting. And I think we kind of do hopefully similar things. But the best thing about going with creators is you guys know how to set up for a video podcast, which sometimes people don't know how to, and you're like, come on guys, this is how we're going to frame it. We need to use this for social media, but you guys have got it sorted.
So today we're going to let you introduce each other, which we thought would be a fun little task. So Jackson, go ahead and introduce your lovely partner, Mel.
Okay, this is my beautiful partner, Mel. She's an amazing singer-songwriter, wonderful, beautiful, kind person, and I'm very lucky to have her in my life. How's that?
So
you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. One take.
That was really good.
And Mel,
that was nice.
That was good.
Now I have to be
and
nice.
Go for it, Mel.
Hello, I'm Jackson James. I am an all-round. He's an all-round creative in every aspect. Musician, was thrown on stage when he was about 4. Grew up with a family of musicians, and he sort of put that on the back burner for a bit and did architecture and structural engineering.
Ooh.
And then
What
in
can't this man
COVID,
do?
I know. And then in COVID, he picked up a camera and started learning about photography and videography, and he's also a producer, and he's my beautiful partner too. Very supportive.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That was awesome.
Right.
But you guys are obviously killing it in the country pop space and doing a lot of stuff. We both follow you. And Jackson, you've got a new song out. And Mel, I think I said this to you one night when we were at some awards thing. It's like that Memphis T-shirt song.
Oh, we love that song.
Yeah, we love that song. I didn't know that was you. And then Jackson's song as well. Like now Jackson's music as well. I fucking love it as well. I got to listen to it a while ago and I was like, this is fucking a really good sound.
Both phenomenal songwriters. Memphis T-shirt was just like a banger. Before I was really in the country scene, I would listen to that song on repeat and I was like, yes, like this is what I want to do with country and pop, like mixing both the worlds that I love. And you were the one artist who I was like, yep, she's got it right. So love your songwriting. Yeah. And Jackson, tell us a little bit about your new project. So the new single's Get Around It.
Get Around to It. Yeah. It's Get
Around to It. Sorry.
It's taken me a while.
Get around it.
Get around it.
Get around it, everyone.
It's a mouthful.
Get around to it. We were actually listening to it on the way up to Toowoomba.
We're getting around to it.
We were getting around it too.
Anyway, back to Jackson.
I sent it to you months ago.
I know.
No, it's something I've been working towards for a long time and getting my own original music out. And it's, as you know, the creative world is just, it's never ending. And I'm also so busy working on everybody else's projects that it's just been really hard for me to get the continuity of time to get around to putting all the pieces together to release a song properly. And also too, like it took me a little bit of time to find my style. I love blues, I love country, I love jazz, I love all styles of music. And I had to figure out exactly where I fit in that as well.
What's that process like? Because you three are all creatives. I wouldn't consider myself creative at all. So I always get intrigued with what the process is like for people when they're writing or I guess finding your style, because music seems to have so many micro genres now, especially country with its country pop. And then you've got Hardy thrown in and now you've got Now you're like Jack Johnson-esque as well. So how did you sort of get into that?
Yeah, so as Mel mentioned, I come from a musical family, and they're all huge traditional country fanatics. Even my great grandparents and grandparents, they used to always throw these huge parties. The family was well known for these parties in the backyard. And there would be, anywhere from 5 to 15 people on stage playing banjos and fiddles and mandolins.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was put on stage at a young age of around 4 years of age. And so I've always had the country influence there. But growing up here on the coast in Port Macquarie, coastal music like Jack Johnson, Pete Murray, Donovan Frankenreiter, Ben Harper, it's just been a huge market here. And I've spent many years sort of cutting my teeth in the gig scene playing that music. And it took me a bit to figure out how I can blend coastal with the pop country production. And I think I've got there finally.
Coastal country.
Yeah, coastal country.
Yes, we love it.
Have you like tagged that? Is that your genre you've created? Sort of like Kygo with the tropical house. You're the
coastal country.
Yeah, I've started a hashtag, but I don't think I invented it. I'm just you borrowing it.
I feel like he sits perfectly in that Busby Maru / I think Ryan Hurd does a bit of it. Old Dominion crosses over a bit.
Kenny Chesney.
It's definitely a thing that's happening. But in terms of Australian country artists doing it, I feel like Jackson's the first one, to be honest. Morgan Evans, actually, he does it a bit as well.
But it's a little bit different as well.
Like, it's just so Morgan's fresh, style. Though. Like, Morgan's is different. His roots are very country, whereas you bring that like coastal flavour.
And you're right, there is such a market for it because Australia obviously is really coastal, but there's so many people who love the both, and that's what I love about country is it's not just one thing. It's just you're able to meld such different genres together to create something new, and it's exciting. And I really love that Australia is starting to embrace that a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's even here on the coast, country maybe 5 years ago wasn't that popular, and now you can play. You'll hear country music in pretty much every bar, restaurant, and all through all the shops. So it's definitely catching on.
Yeah.
How was it? We'll sort of bounce all around here because I want to go back to how you guys met and everything like that. But releasing the song, what's it all about for you? Obviously, the title gives a little bit away, but how has it been sort of stepping into becoming your own individual artist as well, having obviously worked with Mel and doing a lot of stuff in the music industry as well?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been very eye-opening in the last few years, just working with Mel and some other artists as well who are in that next category of musician, and working. I've got an amazing publicist, Jules, from Wild Heart, and just building my team around me as well. It's been really, really great and very rewarding. Just to have support by peers and radio has been amazing, and it just gives me more energy and confidence to keep working on stuff to see that people are accepting what I'm doing. So it's really cool.
It's got to push him out into the spotlight now, get him out from behind the lens and behind the guitar. And
absolutely. Have you guys? Do you guys do much writing together, or is it more individual?
Yeah. Well, we both co-wrote that song one night, and it came together pretty quickly on the back of we'd just been on the road so much and away every weekend or every second weekend. And
it's one of our things we need to work on, because I make time a lot for writing, and I write with a lot of different people, and it's kind of hard. I guess this is more of a couple goals angle, is like it's hard for me sometimes to come home and then want to write again if I've been away writing with other people, or I've been doing my album or whatever. So we write together when we can, but we definitely need to do it more. A lot more. We should be writing every, but you want to escape like the work, and you want to have some sort of balance.
Yeah.
So
you need to remember that you're a couple as well, and not just like co-workers, which I definitely sometimes the lines can definitely get blurred there.
Lucky definitely. I don't write.
Yeah, but you also create content, and that's that's also my other hat. And as you guys both have seen on our social media, there's always something going on, and likewise with yourselves, like you two are the most prominent people that I follow with social media, and there's never an off switch. If you're not creating content, you're thinking about creating content.
Or you feel like guilty that you're not and you should be doing more. Like, oh, I haven't posted in 3 days. Oh my gosh, people think I've died.
Yeah.
Funeral notice. How do you guys manage that then? Because that is one of our challenges as well.
Yeah.
I would say we're not.
Relationship.
Yeah, like managing the balance. Do you mean like on and off switch? I would say we're finding our feet with it. We're only nearly 2 years into our relationship, and it's for the first year we were like snowball, like all this stuff that we can do together. Oh my god, we found our perfect match. We can like meet each other halfway and help each other, and it's amazing. But now I feel like we're in that next phase of our relationship where we're like, okay, we need to find some sort of balance.
Yeah, and
like be able to prioritize each other and each other's projects, but make time for everything else and life in between as well.
Yeah.
There hasn't.
Yeah.
You go.
I was going to say, I feel like, especially with us, it's the first time in my life that I've felt like I was traveling in the same direction as another person. And I feel like with us, it's basically we're sprinting in the dark in the same direction. Like,
trying not to fall into a hole.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's so the corner of the couch.
Exactly
like
right.
Song, Jackson. Write it down.
Yeah.
That's a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Write
it down.
Sprinting in the dark.
That's how it feels. It's such a high-paced industry, and also doing commercial film work and photography for other clients as well, and then having to fit in our own projects. It's been a challenge, but I absolutely love it. So it's the balance. We would love to have time to get around to maybe having a weekend off or a day off, but
it always revolves around work. Like we're traveling for work, so we see Australia and we see the country, and we're about to go away together to Nashville, but it's always for work. So we need to like switch off and do some sort of tropical holiday and just sip on pina coladas and not do anything,
Yeah, so tell us about Nashville. You're heading off tomorrow, which is so exciting. I'm insanely jealous to be missing out. But what have you got going on in Nashville?
I'm playing CMA Fest, which is exciting. So that's in a couple of weeks. So CMA Fest, if people don't know, it's like the biggest country music festival in the world, I think. I'm going to say
it has to be definitely up there.
It has to be.
Yeah.
So it's, like Keith Urban and Luke Bryan and Lainey Wilson, Miranda Lambert and Melanie Dyer down the bottom of
the
cool. But I'm very excited. So Jackson's going to jump up in the band. I've got a band set, and we're going to do some writing. We're going to explore. We want to go to Dollywood.
Yeah, catch up with some friends.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's a cute date idea. Dollywood.
Yeah, and it's our second or third. Second. Ooh.
Yeah, second anniversary. So we think we might try and go to Dollywood on our anniversary, which would be very cool.
It's awesome.
And
so fun.
I'm taking my camera gear too, so we might do a film clip over there too if we can find a couple of days. Because like, when are you in America to do a cool film clip? So
yeah, exactly.
How long are you guys away for?
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to come back. So we're definitely away for 3 weeks minimum. But I initially booked our flights because we had to be back for a gig, and that's actually been rescheduled. So we have an extra 2 weeks or so that we could extend.
Do it.
Yeah, we might extend. So 3 to 5 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. So like, we don't have anything pressing when we get home.
And it's winter. Like, it's so cold and yuck here, and it's so hot and beautiful there. So we should stay.
Yeah, and everyone's going to be there. Everyone who's anyone in country music, except for me, will be there.
Yeah, you're not there, so that's not true. That's not true.
No. We're hoping to make it there later on in the year. So unfortunately, we had to pass up this one.
Well, we might still be there.
Yeah, just stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever see yourself moving over there?
We do.
Yeah.
I was going to move before COVID, and I was doing the visa, and then COVID, and then we found each other. Yeah, and
we've hit the ground running. Songs and content. And
things are happening here, like to an extent. We've both got work, and it's like we would move though.
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes, we would.
Like with my other work, I can either be playing or I can be creating content for some of the best artists in the entire world. So it's a win-win, really. So it's just a matter of getting our ducks in a row and seeing if we can get over there and make it happen.
Yeah, it's all about timing, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you guys see the value in being in Nashville as opposed to, I guess, Australia for your career? Is there any benefit or anything like that?
I think there's a lot of benefits. I love Australia, but I do think, unfortunately, there's a bit of a ceiling and there's only so much work to go around. And I think there are so many great artists right now releasing music, and there's only so many festival spots. And you see country opening up to cross genres now, and those headline spots are being taken by non-country artists. And it's kind of pushing back that middle tier of artists down, or like just completely exhausting that platform, that opportunity. So I think like touring would be a massive pull over there, but for me, songwriting, like getting in the room with artists who could change my life as a songwriter and getting those kind of opportunities is only really exists in Nashville.
Yeah. It's where the biggest writers are. They're writing the biggest songs, that stand the test of time. So you have to be over there and be in the room to, get a chance to be a part of it.
And then you would have no shortage of work, like content and being an artist over there as well. Like who knows? I might be in his back.
That's solid.
Also, just by sheer population, like there's just so much opportunity over there, and even if you like don't make it to the absolute, stratosphere in terms of superstardom, like you can definitely have like a really, really strong career in whatever it is you choose, whether it's songwriting or being an artist or both, or content creating. I think there's just so much opportunity there. It's insane.
Yeah, as you're saying, it's a numbers game as well. Like I saw, for example, there's a business that started up in the States, and I didn't really think about it, but they said they put one ad in the local paper and they were booked out for 2 years with work or something. Like it was ridiculous.
Wow.
And that's just the sheer number of people who need piling or, need a particular service. And that doesn't happen here. It's in the States, I think everyone embraces business, and that's why they're, are the way that they are. Yeah, exactly right.
But they are definitely, when we were in Nashville last year, obviously I'm not a muso either, but just how inclusive and excited people were to sort of introduce you to someone else or help you get to where you're going a little bit faster. I've never experienced anything like that. And obviously living all around Australia and then in Europe and stuff, for me, when I got to America, I was like, this is insane. Like you could just amplify what you're already doing, which is pretty exciting. But I want to go back, Jackson, you were saying earlier, you've never sort of been in a relationship where you felt like you've hit the ground running.
Yep.
So I want to go back to how you guys met and how the sort of sparks came to be that, made you guys feel like, almost what was it that you saw in each other that made you guys feel like you'd really make this work?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll start. We've known each other for probably around 7 years. And we first met in Tamworth at a gig. And yeah, I've always been in awe of Mel. She's just like, she's got beautiful eyes, and that always got my attention straight away. And obviously she's extremely talented, and she's, one of, the most amazing artists and singers that I've ever heard. And that's, she's just so captivating. And I've always had a bit of a thing, for her, and
a bit of a thing.
Like I've always just thought, like, wow, like she's just, amazing. And, I think we both kind of had feelings sort of like that was something there. If we, saw each other at a gig or whatever, there was always a bit of a connection there. And, but it just timing and distance didn't work out until it did.
Yeah, and then the same thing. The first time I saw Jackson, I was like, I loved his smile and his energy and his height and his looks, and and I just feel like he was so
settle down,
like friendly, but just instantly warm, genuine, and friendly, and like I'm just attracted to that. And I think his smile, like, is just... Anyway, and I always just thought, there's something there. Like, I don't know, you just sort of look at someone that way and you're like, was that like in my head, or did you look at me like I was looking at him, like, you know what I mean? And we sort of just were friends for ages. We were both with other people, we were friends, and we just stayed in contact on Instagram or whatever. And then I was single, and I was doing my Run Out of Road film clip, and Jackson had been sliding into my DMs talking to me for a bit, and as friends. And I just said, you know, why don't you come to my music video shoot and help out? And I just wanted to get to know him. I didn't even care if he did anything, to be honest. I just wanted to get to know him.
You any good or what?
But turns out it was really awkward because I didn't really think, like, I was on the set acting with another guy, like as if I was in a relationship with this other guy. So all day I'm like, you know, pretending to make out with this other guy in front of Jackson. So he did well to have that as our first interaction and stick around.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, she hasn't spoken to me much, but now I you know, I've worked with Mel on so many videos now, and Mel's in the zone, she's in the zone, and it's just it's not personal. It's just she's super focused, and it takes a lot of energy, you know, for music videos, and you know, there's so many moving parts, and yeah, so I was a bit like, oh, I'm not really sure, but then yeah, we went out for dinner later on when the whole crew went home, and yeah, we're both kind of deliriously tired.
And I ordered, stupidly, what did I order? Ribs or something?
Yeah, like, something like so messy, and there's just like food everywhere.
I was just holding into these ribs after the music video, making out with some other guy. I'm like, wow, I really want him.
Mel's probably thinking, oh no, like I've got food everywhere, and I was like, I love this woman.
Yes. So what was the official?
You got comfortable straight away.
Yeah. What was the official first date? Did you just like slide into DMs after them?
Oh no, our first official date was probably the night after, or 2 nights after.
2 nights after. We both stayed in Sydney.
Yeah, we were both in Sydney, and yeah, organised. It was just as that first really bad COVID was just taking off, like the Delta, and it was just before it was really a thing. And I remember I organised an outdoor. It was like an outdoor cinema thing, and
outdoor cinema at the Rocks, and then we strolled around the harbour, and there was not a person inside.
It was just beautiful. Us in Darling Harbour. It was the weirdest thing ever. Not one human at all.
Yeah,
light, rain, and everyone was basically staying
because it was winter. It was the middle of June and COVID, so there was not a soul, and it was just us at the Opera House, like watching, like looking.
That's
at the
magical.
Yeah, it was really special.
Yeah, we've had heaps of moments like that. Just it's really, really odd, but it's just cool.
Yeah,
it is. Jackson, I know how it feels to be the recipient of watching your partner kiss other dudes on film clips. Amy put me forward for a film clip where she had to smooch this dude, and the management at the time's like, nah, he's not a good actor. And fair enough, I wasn't.
They wanted an actor, not just like...
Yeah, but anyway, Amy's in this film clip, and I still use it against her because I got one up my sleeve. She's smooching a dude on camera.
Oh, it was so awkward to her. I just like wasn't enjoying it. And then I remember...
She's
like, we had to do this kissing scene over and over again,
right.
and then he was like, "Good job," and I was like,
"Oh,
like so." So
never lived that down.
You're still my number one, Lockie.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, you know. Even Mel said, you know, from day dot, you know, like, oh, you know, these things are going to happen, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm like, well, the roles can be reversed, and she's like, no.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah. How do you reckon? How would you go, Mel? In the reverse role situation,
I wouldn't go and watch. Like, I'd be like, you don't need me. Sure. You don't need me. I just wouldn't ask any questions. I think I'd bury my head in the sand.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you know, for get around to it, I was like, oh yeah, no, it'd be really cool to, you know, get someone for this film clip. I'm like, because, you know, you're Melanie Dyer, you probably won't want to be in my film clip, but you know, because it's just like, you know, it's kind of a bit weird to have other artists in other film clips, and I was like, yeah, but that's gonna be weird, you know, having someone else there. And I was like, oh no, I'll just get other actors to do it.
I would never stop you though.
Yeah, I know, but it's still weird.
It's weird. It's like
I find it weird.
It's very weird.
I don't have to kiss anyone in my job, and I haven't all day.
I haven't had to do it for like nearly like 8 years or something. So.
Yeah, but still,
it's and that's the thing. There are ways around it. Like, you don't have to kiss. And I actually didn't kiss.
Thank you, Mel.
Guy in that clip. Like, you don't have to kiss.
Yeah, I mean, to
sometimes
be
the
fair, they were
producer
like, "Are
gets a bit
you?"
excited.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, it'd be a great shot. Like, are you okay with it?" And I was like, "Oh, let me just talk to
Yeah,
my boyfriend." Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
and luckily, Lockie's like actually not that jealous, so he was like, "Oh, I don't care. Let me see
Yeah.
a picture of him first."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then I was jealous. He was
He
handsome.
was,
only
yeah, he was like a
he can
model,
only
you
be
know.
an 8 out of 10, okay? I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
10, he can only be an 8.
Makes me look all right. So you guys met obviously just going into COVID. How was it? What was it like starting a relationship through COVID? Like obviously the world shut down. You're not supposed to be hanging out with people and stuff like that. So what that actually look like for you guys? Were you online? Were you, yeah, talk us through that.
Yeah, well, we even still to this day, with even with touring schedules, and I go away for days at a time for shoots, and Mel might have a writing camp or something. But even still, we haven't gone one night without at least chatting on the phone. And it was like that through COVID as well. Like we're either on the phone, but we would probably spend. I used to pack all my gear, all my cameras, 3 computers, and take everything studio all to Mel's house on the farm in
Wow.
Vail, and I would stay there for a week or two.
He'd set up his own office, and
Yeah,
dad would come in and then knock on the door and ask him 10,000 questions.
yeah,
The first time he came, because I moved back to the farm where I grew up
Right.
during COVID, I got out of Sydney.
Mhm.
So that
Smart.
was crazy that, we started dating, you're in your late 20s, you're in your mid 30s, and
yeah.
it's like, okay, first date, come back and meet the parents on my family farm. Like walking to the front door and my
Yeah.
dad's sitting at the kitchen
Yeah.
table with a cup of tea ready to like give you
The
how
grilling.
what are your intentions.
Yeah. What are you? Ready to grill me? No, but he's just like, oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. Just take her away. Thanks.
She's been back for a week. Take her away.
My dad grew up with, well, he's a farmer and he raised 3 daughters. He has 3 daughters. So
Oh,
for
wow.
him, having son-in-laws is like,
The
oh
best
my
thing.
gosh, he's so excited. He gets them out on the farm, shows them around. Like
Yeah.
he loves it. So
Yeah,
he loves Jackson.
The first time, we were first chatting, and he said to me, he goes, "Oh, do you watch Landline?" And I was like, "Lifeline." I'm like, what's no, I don't know what that is. And he goes, "Oh no, it's about the tractors and farming." He goes, "Come on, we'll check it out." And he sat down and he's just like, "This is the new John Deere." He was so excited about showing it, and I know nothing about farming at all.
Every Sunday, it's religious.
Yeah, but
every Sunday.
if you're a farmer and you're into farming, you know exactly what Landline is, and everyone's a big fan of it. But I now know, and I know a lot about John Deere tractors. So.
Very cool.
Mate, you might have to get one day soon.
Yeah, well, isn't it? Oh no, it's Adam and Brooke who've got a deal with a different tractor company. Yeah.
Well, you're a country
Do they
singer
really?
now, so
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that
Yeah.
song, I think she thinks my tractor's sexy.
Yeah.
Whoever
Yeah.
sings that one.
Yeah.
You need a tractor song.
The bloody tractor
Yeah.
song. That's
Okay, we'll work on
Yeah.
it. Coastal tractor.
So yeah, like after that, I'd either go to the farm and Mel would come to here to Port Macquarie, or or we'd stay at Airbnb, or just to spend quality time together. And
Yeah, I'd book an Airbnb because I didn't want to like come into his environment straight away and just be like, here I am. So
This
I
is
just,
my
like,
house.
book Airbnbs for a few months and we'd just like hang out and get to know each other.
Yeah.
So it was a good slow burn actually. Like we'd known each other forever, but like COVID meant that we took it really slow. And then once COVID was over, we just like went like full
Ham.
ball.
Yeah.
Went ham.
Yeah, but we knew straight away, like even from day dot, it was just like you just know. I know that's a cliche thing they say, when you know, but that's just the reality. Like we've never looked back since day one, not even once. So yeah,
It's cool that you guys do a lot of stuff together. Like we were talking about early, it's like you need to find that balance between switch off time and work, but it is also like your lives are so intertwined that it does feel like you're having fun and you are playing to a degree even though you're working. I feel a lot of people don't like their jobs, so they're like, we need to switch off from work and do other things. But I think when you love what you do so much, you can make it work. Like I'm not even, once again, in the creative space, but we do a lot of working things, like even this podcast, because it's fun. We get to learn about each other. Sometimes we bicker and carry on as everyone does, but yeah, it is a bit of downtime for us as well, or time to catch up. So I think it's cool that you guys can do that.
And how do you think that you guys would go if I don't know, you both hit that stratosphere level, and obviously you're dealing with it on a smaller scale with both careers going at once. How do you reckon you're going to juggle all of that happening at once?
Gosh, well, I know that we'd need more help because currently it's just us helping each other. So we'd definitely need help because it's just it's already at this level, it's already getting a little bit out of control. So
like just even, keeping up with Mel's songs and career and all the content and videos and recording and all that stuff that goes with it. Like that was a lot. And then to add in my own song release and to do it all
over again.
straight off the back, if not like just crossing over time lapse in that.
We'll probably coordinate singles at different times for the near future.
Yeah, we have
that
to.
Would make sense mentally.
Because 6 coffees a day for me is probably not healthy.
And I've gone decaf, so I'm just suffering.
I don't have the shakes, but I have a lot of energy. It's definitely a lot, but like
I don't know. We haven't thought about it, have we? To be honest, I've never really thought, like, I've been in this industry for a very long time and I'm quite realistic. I don't even know if I see the stratosphere as my end game. You know what I mean? Like, I love writing songs. Like, I feel like a lot of my future lies in my songs as well. Like, it's amazing to be on stage and play gigs, and I love it. And but I don't know. I don't know what the end game is, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for us, sorry, I was probably
I was going to, you go.
I was just going to say it's all about taking it one step at a time for us anyway, because, your life can change in the matter of a couple of hours or a split second. And in this industry, you really have to just roll with the punches and just go with the flow. You need help. It's okay. Like, you get someone to help, and it's really just about taking it one step at a time.
Totally.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's pretty much how it is. I kind of get a task on the board, and I just focus on that task. And people have been asking, are you excited about America? And I guess I will be when I'm in America. I'll get excited when I'm actually there because I've just got projects that have to be my head and everything's in it for now.
Yeah. You also have to reserve. I feel like in this industry, you kind of have to reserve your energy levels and feelings, if that makes sense. Like, you can't sort of exhaust yourself emotionally and get so excited about something or so deflated about something. You almost have to bottle it and level it out. Otherwise you just spiral, So we're kind of both just like, oh yeah, we're going. We haven't packed. We leave tomorrow. And then we fly out, but neither of us have packed. So.
I still have 2 music videos to finish today.
What? 2 of them?
Thanks for giving us the time.
Can you do that on the flight? Or is today the deadline?
Well, the deadline for one of them was probably last week, but
okay.
It's okay. And then I've got something for myself, and then I've also got to do a music video for my own song on the flight, plus probably something else. But that's just how it is. It's just it's busy. There's always something to do, and we just you do your best. But I guess for me personally, my end goal is just to have enough money to be comfortable to be able to create. Like, I just want to create every day, whether it's working on something for myself or working on something for Mel. Like, this is our team. And, if I love doing music videos with Mel, it's amazing, some of the stuff that you guys have probably seen online. Like, we put everything into it, and, we put everything as best that we can do for every single project. And yes, it takes time and it's hard work, but at the end of the day, I'm so proud of those things that we do. And
if we can survive doing that, then that's pretty good.
Yeah. If Mel makes it, then awesome.
If Jackson makes it, awesome. I can just eat and get on the tour bus. I can be snack girl. I can be playlist girl.
You're snack girl now.
I can be hype girl. Awesome.
Add it to the resume. Snack girl.
Yeah, I'll be snack girl for us.
No.
Every couple needs a snack. Every couple needs a snack girl.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the hype girl, snack. I'm all of those.
I know. I'm sometimes a handbag.
You're a good Gucci.
Dude, remember it? Was it the CMCs? Yeah, Golden Guitars last year or the year before. You and I were just standing there holding handbags, and we're like doing our job really well. The girls were off doing their thing,
hanging out, getting photos, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's always. Oh, can you just hold this for a second? Just a second.
Yeah.
I think we actually got a photo in that moment because it was laughable. It was funny.
Foment.
Oh, it's
But
awesome. We should put it up. It's a great photo.
Hashtag foment.
yeah,
Foment.
I'll still have it, so I'll bring that up. But you guys as
Awesome.
well are an inspiring couple for us because you're both not doing a traditional job. Like there's no security in what you both do. So and we we're talking about this before, it's like it's the risk, right? So many people wouldn't do what you're doing because of the fear of so many things. But you guys have this unique unit together where you support each other and you're not worried about who has the most success, but ultimately you're moving, I guess, forward together. How did you, like from the get-go, how did you sort of just accept that's the way it was going to be rather than being like, well, one of us sort of needs to find a secure way to support us here and everything like that? I hope that came out the way I want. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did. Yeah, I think because we've both met at times in our lives where we know ourselves individually and we know exactly
Yep.
what we want, and we're supportive of each other because we've both, like, you know, you spend a lot of time working out who you are, you go through a lot, and then when you finally found who you are and then you meet someone who's in that exact same place, you don't want to change each other, you know.
Yeah, we definitely don't change each other, and we I guess respect is probably the biggest thing I think in relationships, and we respect each other so much that we also trust each other to know that you know we don't sit around, like we're working on our craft and we're working on what we do every single day, and like the money comes, it really does. You know, a gig will come up, or you know some way of paying the bills, and but the fundamental thing is that there's no failure in our plan ever. Like it's only ever solutions, and we're only ever looking to succeed. So if you have that mindset, then you never fail.
Although we do fail sometimes.
You
Well, that's all
fail
right.
Mel fails when she's hungry.
Yeah.
I've heard.
When she needs food, Mel shuts down completely. So, and yeah, I just kind of I sort of soldier on.
Yeah,
Through it.
I think
Yeah.
soldier on is a good way to put it. Like I don't know, everyone has their moments and doubts, and you know, but we just sort of choose to push through it and hope for the best in terms of, you know, our end game and how our life looks.
Yeah.
Like I have no doubts that one day we'll have what we want. So I
Mm.
guess that just keeps me going. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bit blind. It's going for
Yeah.
it blindly, but you only get one life,
Mm.
so I don't know, stressing about how it's going to work out or who, you know, who manages what is kind of, yeah, it's just, it makes it harder, I think.
Yeah, you know, I came from a corporate background, and you know, I grew up, I grew up pretty poor. Like I'm the eldest of 6 boys, and my drive, my work ethic and drive really came from knowing that I wanted more out of my life, and knowing that if I just work hard, then I can actually have whatever I want. And coming out of the back of that, I've proven it to myself over and over again that you know you can have anything you want, you can make anything happen. You just have to believe in it. And
Except gluten and dairy, which he's still coming to terms with.
I'm really good sometimes, and then I'm just really not good.
You're
because,
so not good. You have no
yeah,
willpower.
but when I'm really hungry and there's a burger,
You're like, oh, I've got no time. I'll just get KFC.
Yeah.
The
Or
del-
cheese.
Yeah.
What's a life without cheese anyway?
I know it's not a good one. No,
I know it's not a good thing,
I
but
miss
yeah.
cheese.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Should we hit the pet peeves segment? I've got
Yeah,
a buzzer here.
we won't keep you for much longer, but we do need to get these pet peeves out of the way to see what's grinding your gears at the
Are
moment.
you ready for a buzzer?
Right.
Does that come through at your end, or is it just my end?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, but
That's the first time I've successfully done it.
we're off to the baseball,
Nice.
everyone.
Yeah, it reminds me of the baseball guy for sure.
So pet peeves.
Pet peeve. So this segment, I gave you a bit of a rundown, but you get to share one thing that's sort of your partner's pissing you off, that we can sort of create a goal that you can improve on. Because I think we've all got little niggles in relationships, and when you don't speak about them, they fester. So it's a fun little one. Who wants to go first? Yeah, you want a scissors, paper, rocket, or
yeah, all right.
scissors, paper, rock?
Paper, rock.
Oh,
Oh,
both the scissors.
Oh,
goodness.
Jackson for the win. Right, you can go
Okay. Well, I've got 2 now because off the back of what we just said, the gluten and dairy thing just reminded me. I physically can't eat gluten and dairy, okay? I can't eat it. Like, it makes me so sick. So I am gluten and dairy intolerant. Jackson tells everybody he's also gluten and dairy intolerant, but he eats gluten and dairy. And I'm like, dude, you don't eat gluten and
You
dairy free. You
pretender.
eat KFC. You're pretending.
No,
It's not the same. I sacrifice my gluten and dairy, and you pretend.
Yeah, but like,
So you're wasting
reality is,
you're wasting your privilege, Jackson.
It's like
Oh,
I'm working
yeah.
hard, sacrificing this, and you're taking the
yeah,
credit.
yeah, I know, but you'll die if you have it.
Anyway, but
Yes.
I don't know. I was thinking about this, and it's I don't know. You work out things as you go, and time will reveal more things in a relationship. But a funny one, just because we're cleaning up. My sister's coming to stay while we're in Nashville, so I was cleaning up the garage and I found about 3 bags full of plastic bottles. 3 bags full. So,
Drink bottles.
so Jackson refuses to get just one nice drink bottle, like just a nice looking, like those Yeti
Frank
ones or a
Green.
Frank one. Yeah, Frank Green. It's like he would prefer to use a Povo soda water, black and gold soda water bottle and carry it around the street with a hydrolyte in it and drink out of it and then
Dude.
throw it in the garage. Like,
I just like them.
At least
They're
you're
ergonomic.
recycling.
Well, that's the thing. I'm
Yeah.
recycling, and I just don't like the taste of the drink bottles, like the plastic ones. They just taste weird.
I just don't like the look of 10,000 water bottles around the house in every corner of the house and in the car.
I've never heard of anyone doing that. That's random, but
Yeah,
I love
except
it.
for your nephew.
Yeah,
Who's
but
like collecting the
that's
coins.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, I
kid
should have
for
actually stashed them and I should have cashed them
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, you could have bought a coffee.
I could have got coin off your bad habits.
That is ridiculous. What do you keep them for?
I don't really. It's just
He just doesn't throw them out.
They accumulate sometimes, and then sometimes they end up in the car, and then I'm just out of control. I need to go to a gig, and I open the door, and they fall out, and
then he'll be like, he'll reach back in the car and just pick any one of them and just start drinking it. I'm like, how long has that been there for?
Oh man.
Oh no, Lockie does
I
that too.
do that, yeah.
And I'm like, no, water goes stale. It goes off.
It doesn't really go stale. It's water. It's from
It's
nature.
water. It's like it's okay. Look, I'll tell you a worse one. The other day, I had an interview really early in the morning, and I got up, and I'd been sick and having crazy coughing fits, not COVID, but just really dry throat. And I started having this coughing fit on live air, and the only thing I could reach for was a coffee. That much of a coffee that I had the day
Who knows
before.
when?
No. Yuck.
I had to. I was dying. I had nowhere to go, and I was on a live interview.
Growing mold?
No,
That
it was
would have been-
it was almond milk, so it's not dairy.
And
so
then
it was,
and then he came back to bed and kissed me, and I'm like, what is that?
I was like,
God.
I just had a cold coffee.
You're a legend. I love that. That makes me feel good about drinking stale water.
No, because also the plastics leach into it. It's just
I haven't
Yeah,
grown
but
a
look,
second head yet.
The reality is that the plastic's been leaching into that bottle before you bought it, well and truly
Yeah,
before
it's true.
the day before you refilled it. So
Anyway,
Yep.
it still looks povo to walk around with a soda
Okay.
water bottle with a hydrolyte skull in it. Like, anyway,
I love it.
So is the goal for Jackson to clean up his water bottles when he finishes them, or just get
Yeah.
one water
Or buy
bottle?
a
Could
water
be
bottle.
just
useful.
have one designated
It's my
water
birthday
bottle.
coming up.
You won't.
You know what you're getting.
I'm going to bring you a water bottle to Tamworth next year.
I wish we had couple girls water bottles to give
Yeah,
you.
we might.
Well,
Maybe.
he'll be your first customer.
I will. I'll buy one.
We'll send one to you
With
once
your
we...
face imprinted on it.
Awesome. Make sure it's a good shot.
Oh, mate, I'll steal one off your Instagram.
Get my
all right,
get my good
Jackson,
side.
it's your turn
All
to
right.
get it back.
So yeah, I don't really have that many pet peeves, but one thing is Mel is not a good multitasker at all. Mel cannot talk on the phone and write. Like, it's just cannot happen, or do anything else. So I usually do most of the cooking, except for when I've been busy lately. Mel's been
Yeah,
taking
except
the
for the last
reins.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a time. But Mel has a habit of getting everything out of the fridge for cooking and leaving it on the bench, not using it and putting it back in the fridge, or the cupboard. So therefore, at the end of the cooking session, there is stuff everywhere and there's nowhere to plate your food. And it's an absolute mess.
I've actually noticed that since I've been cooking the last week or so. I've noticed that I have to move things out of the way just to be able to put a plate.
Instead of putting them away, she just pushes it around, and then it's still like there's like lids off sauce, there's like flour, there's stuff everywhere. Where like I'm a bit different because when I left school, I was actually an apprentice chef. I did 2.5 years.
Just another hat.
What haven't you done?
He hasn't been to the moon.
I have not been to the moon, no. But
yeah.
I left school as an apprentice chef when I was 17, and I thought I wanted to do that, and I still very much love cooking, but doing it commercially, I've soon realized that is definitely not for me. I learned a lot of great habits about, just timing and cooking, and that's just the one thing that I think Mel could definitely...
And how to sharpen knives properly.
Oh, don't even get me started. Like we have a pretty decent knife block. I look over at Mel, and she's got the edger, right? And she's got it 90 degrees on it. And I'm like, what are you doing?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
It's just like 45 degrees or 30 degrees, like along the blade, just to get an edge.
Degrees, like that's the architecture coming.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do that anyway. So I
thought you scrape it.
You may as well.
Yeah, you've seen.
Whatever.
Yeah, Emma's the chef in this house at the moment, and she's like cooking's fast. I don't have time to clean and put shit away. So, oh my god, when she
amazing. Her meals
she's
look
great,
so good.
So good. Like we don't complain because
I complain.
She's cooking for all of us. But Lottie's dish pig, and it's just like a bomb exploded, and there's just the same thing, like shit everywhere, and it takes us so long to clean up. But I'd rather that than cook. So
if you just do it as you go, then by the time you eat your food, you've basically only got your plates and your forks and maybe one pan left, and you're done.
I'm going to hold into that because that's not how it happens.
To be fair,
how it happens when I cook.
Sure.
Jackson's the only one here who's qualified to give that advice because he has trained in the art of cooking. So I'll take that on board. I'll pass that on to Emma and just let her know.
Just like, you use it, you put it away.
Simple.
Yeah, I guess it's no different. Like put it in the fridge or put it on the bench. Like what's the real difference?
Literally none. I've been arguing that for a while now.
And even washing, instead of putting things in the sink, like I hate when the sink gets loaded full of dirty stuff, because then you've got nowhere to wash it. You've got to pull it all back out of the sink, then to wash it and put it on. So if you just do it as you go, then it's just easy.
I think it must be how blokes think.
Yeah, more
logical.
We're more in the moment.
Yeah,
girls like, it's just a hot mess in here. Jesus.
The girls are all emotionally just like, I love this chicken.
Yeah,
it's so tender.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, it's so succulent.
All right, guys. We know that you're extremely busy. You're going to Nashville tomorrow. You got to pack. So,
but we want to find out. Obviously, you've mentioned CMAs. Why are you going to Nashville? There's so many shows and awards. I always get the things wrong. But you're going overseas. But what else can we look out for? Obviously, the new song, Jackson. We'll post everything that you're about to say. I'm putting the links there so people can click on it. What's coming up for you guys?
You go first.
For me, I'm on a current single at the moment, so it's doing its thing. It's called Song for That. So that was released about a month ago, I think. And I'm just working behind the scenes to get some new music out. Right, bless you. Writing.
Get that
coffee.
Writing over in Nashville, so hopefully we'll have new music again in a couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got some other gigs coming up after.
Oh yeah, we get back from Nashville and go to Big Red Bash in Birdsville, which is insane. It's amazing. Monday, and I've just announced a show at the Sunny Coast.
Yeah,
yeah, Sunny Coast.
Are you guys coming?
Yeah, you should
I'll come. I went to your last show. It was epic. When you did
the
Bad Decisions.
Oh, the Dumb Decisions.
That was bad decisions.
Yeah. So this one will be full band, and there are a few artists on the bill. So that's at the Sunny Coast in July, and I just got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yep.
Very
And we'll
good.
put your
And-
website as well, because I had a stalk of your website earlier.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to update my website.
Yeah, I just
another thing to do.
added a redesigned mine, in the mix of all of getting music out and web design as well. I don't really want to do that for a job, but
Someone's got to do it.
it's possible, it's just, we have to wear all hats in this creative world. But
That's all right.
yeah, I'm working on a new single. I've got a couple there that are definitely potentials, and sort of October, November, get another one out, heading into Tamworth next year, and then hopefully an EP next year.
Fantastic.
Very exciting.
And where can everyone find you on socials, guys?
Melanie_Dyer is my Instagram. TikTok, look, I'm not amazing at TikTok, but I'm getting there. I'm trying.
Me
Okay, I'm
neither.
really trying. It sucks. It's so hard.
I don't do TikTok.
And Facebook, Melanie Dyer Music.
Yep. So same with Instagram, Jackson_James __ Facebook, and you can stream my new song on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all those great places.
Does it feel
Amazing.
cool being able to say that? Because I can never say that. Stream my song.
Yeah,
just
but
say
you
please
could
stream my
stream my
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's
the
the same
song
thing.
sounds cooler. Well, thank you guys so
Thank
much for
you,
coming
guys.
on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks,
And make
guys.
sure-
Likewise, yeah.
Get to Nashville safe, keep us updated, and good luck.
Cool.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hang out again in person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.